morning, dear students. Let's begin class 8 Geography, chapter number 3, Mineral and Power Resources. We are going to define mineral and we will try to understand what is the meaning of mineral, what is its use, and what are the various things that we use minerals and how important are the minerals. These are the things we are going to discuss in this chapter. Later on we will also define what are power resources and we will try to understand what are power resources, right? So let's begin the chapter mineral and power resources. Minerals, first of all, what are minerals? These are naturally occurring substances, naturally, which are found in nature. Yes. So the minerals are naturally occurring substance that has definite chemical composition. Okay? What is the meaning of definite chemical composition? Definite chemical composition means which has a fixed formula, you can say, or having a fixed composition. As for example, if you say water is a mineral, right? So it has a definite chemical composition like H2O. That means if we mix two parts of hydrogen with one part of oxygen, then only water is formed, right? If you take 6 parts of hydrogen and 2 parts of oxygen, it can't form water. So naturally occurring substance, if somebody asks you what do you mean by the term minerals, you simply say a naturally occurring substance that has a fixed chemical composition. Okay, it is minerals, right? Now the types of minerals. What are different types of minerals? Minerals are basically classified into 2 types. Okay, metallic minerals and non-metallic minerals. As the name suggests, metallic minerals, those minerals which contain metals, and non-metallic minerals, minerals which did not contain metals, are non-metallic minerals. Clear? I don't think there will be any problem till now. It is very easy, it is very simple. Now metallic minerals, I have given a definition, contain metals in raw form. That means these minerals contain metals in raw form or in not a pure form, you can say. Okay, in raw form it contains the metal. Example, iron ore which contains iron, bauxite which contains aluminium, manganese ore which contains manganese, right? So these are metallic minerals. Now non-metallic minerals. What are non-metallic minerals? Which do not contain metals. Minerals which do not contain metals are non-metallic minerals, right? Example also I have given, limestone is there, mica is there, gypsum is there, coal is there, petroleum is there. These are non-metallic minerals. Clear? So what are minerals? These are naturally occurring substance. Okay, naturally occurring substance that has a definite chemical composition, that has a fixed chemical composition. Moreover, these are of 2 types, metallic minerals, non-metallic minerals. Metallic minerals which contain metals. Okay, non-metallic mineral which does not contain metals. Clear? I don't think there will be any problem with the minerals and the types of minerals, right? Yes, it is very much clearer, it is crystal clear. Now, when in this chapter we are going to basically define about the extraction of minerals. Minerals found over the earth. but how we take it out, what are the different processes by which we extract out the minerals, we take out the minerals, is the key to this chapter. Okay, so here in the diagram or in the form of flow chart, I have given the different methods of extraction of minerals, right? Extraction of mineral, how we will extract, take out. The word extract means to take out. Okay, so how we will take out the minerals? By these three processes: mining, drilling and quarrying. Okay, we will try to understand what is mining, what is drilling and what is quarrying. Okay, we will differentiate between these three processes. We will learn about all these three processes with the help of examples also, right? And again, should keep in mind that mining, drilling and quarrying are the three processes of extraction of minerals. These are the three processes to extract the minerals, in which mining is divided into two types of. Okay, mining is divided into two types: open cast mining and shaft mining. Okay, so let's see what is mining, what is drilling and what is quarrying. Okay, we have to read about these processes because these are the processes by means of which we take out the minerals from the earth. Clear? Let's see. Extraction of minerals. First, mining. See, the process of taking out minerals from rocks buried under earth's surface is called mining. That means we take out the minerals from what? From rocks. Okay, this is the condition here. What is mining? The process of extracting minerals from rocks which were buried under the earth's surface or which were buried inside the earth. Okay, that is called mining. Clear? If somebody asks you what is mining, you simply say that the process by which we extract the minerals, we take out the minerals buried inside the rocks which are laid or which are present inside the earth. That process is called mining. Okay, now mining is, I have already told you, is divided into two types: open cast mining and shaft mining, right? Here are the terms, here is the definition of these two: open cast mining and shaft mining. There is a bit of difference. Okay, minerals that lie at shallow depth. Shallow depth means almost at the surface. Okay, so those minerals which lie at the almost at the surface at shallow depths are taken out by removing the surface layer only, and we take it out as open cast mining. Okay, that means when minerals are extracted, are taken out just by removing the upper surface of the earth only. Okay, then that type of mining is called open cast mining. Clear? Now in shaft mining, here is the term shaft, very deep. Shaft means very deep. So the mining in which deep bores are being made, right? Very deep inside the earth. Okay, so deep bores are being made which are called shafts. Okay, deep bores are shafts which are made to reach the mineral deposit. Okay, that lies at great depths. By any means you can say, that means by making deep bores, if we extract out the minerals, then that mining is called shaft mining. Clear? That means deep bores are made, deep bores are also called shafts. So shafts are made to take out the minerals which are lying at the deep inside the earth. Okay, that process is called shaft mining. Clear? Time and again, if you revise the things, it will be easier to know what is mining, what is open cast mining, what is shaft mining. Okay? Now, coming on to the process, another process. After mining, what was the another process? Drilling, right? So deep wells are bored. See, when deep wells are bored to take minerals out is called drilling. Here lies the definition of drilling. When deep wells, in our earlier case only bores are being made. Okay, bores means small holes. Okay, to take out the minerals. That is shaft mining. But when wells are bored, wells use pit or big ditch. Okay, ditch like materials. When deep wells are bored to take minerals out, it is called drilling. As for example, we take out petroleum by the process called drilling. We take out natural gas, okay, by the process called drilling. Okay, so these are the two things which are taken out, which are extracted by drilling only. Clear? Yes. Now, minerals. Now the third thing is quarrying. Let's understand what is the meaning of quarrying. What is quarrying? The minerals that lie near surface. That means these are also like open mining, open cast mining, in which the minerals are lying at the surface only. We have to remove the surface and we take it out. Okay, then what is the difference? The minerals that lie near the surface are simply dug out. This process is called quarrying. Okay, that means the minerals are taken out simply by removing the surface layer. So there is a little bit of difference in between quarrying and your open cast mining. See, when in both the process you have to remove the surface only. Okay, but here they are dug out. That means they are being, after making a digging, that means to make a pit, a small pit, they are being removed. And in that process, in open cast mining, just the open surface are being removed and minerals are taken out. In this process, these are the minerals are being dug out or being taken out by making pits. Okay, this is the meaning of quarry. Okay. Now these are some of the interesting facts. Okay, like Africa, as you know, it is a continent, right? So Africa is world's largest producer of diamonds, gold and platinum. Okay, if you read into the book, there are several things about a different continent, which continent produces highest number of which mineral, or which is the largest producer of which mineral, and all those things. But whatever the points I am giving and interesting points, that means the largest producer of different material. Like Africa is the world's largest producer of diamonds, gold and platinum. Okay, so Africa is world's largest producer of diamond, gold and platinum. Australia is the largest producer of bauxite. Okay, so the largest producer of bauxite. What is bauxite? From that mineral from which aluminium is extracted. Okay, that is bauxite. So Australia is the largest producer of bauxite. Clear? Now India is the largest producer of mica in the world. Mind you, the largest producer of mica in the world is our own country, our India. Okay. Now the uses of minerals. What are the uses of minerals? These are also very easy. In your last class, in class 7 also, you have read about rocks. Rocks are also what? These are minerals, right? In that class you have read about uses of rocks. Here we will learn about uses of minerals. Almost all the metals, non-metals, and apart from metal and non-metal, certain substances are there which are minerals. Okay, so there are different uses of minerals. As for example, they are used in jewelry, your jewels, right? They are also used in industries. Minerals are being used in industry for production of something. Okay, copper, it is also an important mineral. Okay, used in everything from coins to pipes. Here the phrase coins to pipes, that means from small material to big materials. Almost everything contains copper. Okay, so coppers are used in everything from coins to pipes, right? Moreover, silicon, it is also a mineral which is used in computer industry, right? Obtained from a material called quartz, right? So these are the different uses of minerals used in jewelry. We use minerals in everything, right, from coins to pipes, right? They are also used in industries, right? Moreover, they are used in computer industry also. That means without minerals the life will be nil, life will be zero. So we are depending on minerals and we use it in our day-to-day life. Okay, also we use it in industries also, right? So these are the things about the minerals. Now, a question comes, why to conserve the minerals? Why to keep it for future purpose, or why to conserve them? Why to protect them? Just because it is a non-renewable resource. If we will use it continuously, if we will use minerals continuously and keep on using it, a day will come when minerals will be no more. All minerals will be get exhausted, all the minerals will be gone from the earth. That's why we need to conserve minerals. Why to conserve? Just because it is a non-renewable resource. Non-renewable resource which cannot be used again and again. Yes, okay, so it is non-renewable resource, that's why we should conserve it. Moreover, it takes 1,000 years for the formation of minerals. It is also like fossil fuel, or it is also like fossil fuel only, right, which takes millions of years, thousands of years for the formation, because minerals also takes 1,000 years for the formation. That's why it is our prime responsibility, it is our duty to conserve it, okay, to save it for future purpose. Clear? Now, if we need to conserve, question again comes, how to conserve? What are the different methods of conserving it? By reducing wastage. You should not waste the minerals, you should not waste this resource. So by reducing wastage and by recycling it. Recycling it means if it becomes worn out, if it becomes damaged, we again put it into the industry for recycling of things. Okay, so by process of recycling and by reducing the wastage, we will conserve this important minerals. Clear? Yes. Now, coming on to the next part, we will have power resources. Now let's understand what is the meaning of power resource. Power means energy, right? So the resources, the sources which produce energy are power resources. Clear? So power resources are categorized or being broadly divided into two types: conventional resources and non-conventional resources. Let's try to understand what is conventional resource and what is non-conventional resource. Conventional resources, sources which were being used for longer period of time, which have been in common use for long period of time, for long time you can say. Okay, see the sources which have been in common use for long time, that means we are using these resources by our forefathers time, or you can say we are using it continuously for longer period of time. Okay, as for example coal, your grandmother, your great grandmother has also used this resource, isn't it? Yes, coal, petroleum, kerosene, firewood, right? Cow dung cakes, all these are conventional resources. That means resources which are in common use for long time. Okay, example is also given, coal, petroleum. Now if we talk about firewood, it is also conventional source. Yes, firewood, wood which we use to burn our stove and something. Okay, so widely used in cooking. The firewoods are widely used in cooking. Moreover, 50% of the energy used by villager comes from firewood. If we go to village, if we visit certain village, still firewood are being used for cooking up of food, right? So it is a conventional resource, it is a conventional source. Okay, right? Moreover, fossil fuels, these are also conventionally used. What are fossil fuels? The remains of plants and animals, okay, which have buried under the earth for millions of years. See, fossil fuels, from the very beginning you are learning fossil fuels. What are fossil fuels? Those remains of plants and animals which got buried deep inside the earth millions of years ago, and slowly and certainly by the passage of time, these remains of dead parts of plants and animals get transformed into a type of fuel called fossil fuel. As for example, coal, it is a fossil fuel only, okay, because coal is formed after millions of years. If we decompose something, or if something, the remains of plants and animals, if they get buried deep inside the earth for 1,000 years, for millions of years, and when after millions years it will be extracted, we found coal deep inside the earth. So those materials which get buried deep inside the earth for thousands of years, they get transformed into fossil fuel. Okay, so the remains of plants and animals which have been buried under the earth for millions of years, they are called fossil fuels. Example is coal. Your coal is an best example. Moreover, petroleum is also being formed by that process only. Okay, these are non-renewable resources also, right? So these are conventional resources. Clear? Now coal, used as domestic fuel, in every house it is being used. Clear? So coal is used as domestic fuel. In industries also it is used, right? Such as iron and steel industry, coal is used in blast furnace for producing temperature of 1000 degrees centigrade, in which iron is or ore is melted, right? Yes. In steam engines also we use coal, right? Such important mineral resource is coal. Okay, and to generate electricity, in order to generate electricity also coal is being used, right? Yes. Moreover, electricity produced from coal is called thermal power. In thermal power we burn the coal, right? And coal is burned to produce electricity. That's why that power, those industries are called thermal industries, thermal power plants, right? So the electricity produced from coal is called thermal power. Clear? Now coming on to petroleum, right? Thick black liquid. What is petroleum? It's a thick black liquid, right? So it's a thick black liquid between layers of rock and is drilled from oil fields located in offshore and coastal areas. Okay, so it's a thick black liquid which is found between layers of rock and is drilled from oil fields, right? It is drilled from oil fields located in offshore. Offshore means nearby to shore areas, nearby to sea area. Okay. Diesel, petrol, kerosene, wax, these are various products which were obtained from refinery, right? These are different products. Fractional distillation, you might have remembered fractional distillation, right? That means diesel, petrol, kerosene, wax, these all are byproducts of what? Petrol. We extract these materials from petrol only, right? One more interesting thing, petroleum is also known as black gold. Okay, it is an expensive fuel. That's why petroleum and its products are called black gold. Clear? Yes. Now we are going to discuss the later part later on. Okay, we are going to discuss tidal power in our next class, but for the time being you should note down your homework. What are different process of mineral extraction? You have to explain the different process of mineral extraction. What are different processes? I have told you. What are the processes involved in mineral extraction or extraction of minerals? You have to name and you have to explain all the processes. Clear? So in our next class we are going to continue on with our session. Till then, it's a bye from me. Enjoy with your family. Thank you.